All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being patient. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for a few more people to get in here. If you guys can, smash that thumbs up if you can. Let's go ahead and do a radio check. Microphone check. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can, please press 1. If you guys can hear me, please press 1. Appreciate you if you guys have smashed that thumbs up button. Smash it until it breaks. Appreciate that. And let me turn this down real quick. I got a lot of microphone back feed coming in. Give me 1 second. All righty. All right. Thank you guys for all smashing that thumbs up, including hitting that number 1, and let me know you guys can hear me pretty good. Let's see who do we have in here. We have a full house tonight. We got Regina. We got Veronica. I'm going from bottom to top. We have Carol, Tyler, Mommy, Theodore, Christine, Monica. Appreciate everybody for being here. My Mouth Gets Me in Trouble. It's a good name. Let's see here. All right. So, yeah, you guys can see the title of the video, What I Think Happened to the Boys. And I'm going to share a little bit with all of you guys. Let me see here. All right. You guys ready for it, or should we wait for about another minute or so Unless a few more people join in. I always have a lot of people telling me that they don't get notified. I want to say thank you to all my supporters here on the channel, everyone that has helped out in any way, shape, or form, membership wise, and just anyone that's ever been here to help out. Jennifer, hey, how you doing? Danny's here. What's going on, Danny? All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get on with it. So, as you guys know, Trezell and Jacqueline still sitting in jail. Charges double, second degree murder. The only reason why I'm coming on here to do this right now is because I've had so many people has asked me, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I said, well, you know what? All kinds of other people are doing it. I might as well, put it out there on what I believe happened. And I'm basing this on stuff that we've came across or found or okay. So we have Trezell and Jacqueline. This is what I think happened. You guys can all see that picture there, right? So Trezell and Jacqueline, they wanted, what I believe, is they wanted to have a nightlife. They wanted to be able to go out, party, see other people, date other people, should I say. And they couldn't do those things because of the two baby boys. Now, having the two little ones took a lot of time out of their lives. They couldn't really have a social life and stuff like that. Now, this is what I think. And so they couldn't give up the nightlife. They did not want to give up that nightlife. I believe that Trezell found out that Jacqueline met someone new. And so here's this big argument that took place in Bakersfield. They got into this huge argument. And that's when I believe they both decided, well, hey, you know what? We need to either we stay together because of, these kids that we got, but I'm still going to do what I need to do and you do what you need to do. You guys following me, right? I'm going to go to your comments now. So that's the thing. Regina said maybe hire a babysitter. Now, they could probably get a babysitter. But remember, Trezell said that the boys were what? Rambunctious. They were rambunctious, which means they probably couldn't find anyone to watch them because they were rambunctious. Bad. And so the other kids, they probably had no problem with I'll explain all that later, Andrea. They probably had no problem with all that. So what they did was, like I said, this is what I think happened. Just to give you guys a little something to ponder over. So they could not give up that nightlife. So what did they do? They decided that they're going to start leaving the kids at home while they go out and they party it up or do whatever they're doing in the middle of the night. So here they are out doing their little thing. And so what I believe happened is they were actually drugging the babies, giving them something to make them fall asleep, for they couldn't wake up the whole night. And by doing that constantly, which I really believe happened, creates what? You guys know what that is, right? creates an overdose. Now I'm giving you guys a scenario. I'm speaking on as much as I can that I'm allowed to speak on. So bam. This right here happens to be a picture of Xanax. Now, Xanax is for what? Anxiety, stuff like that. It'll knock you out, put you to sleep. I'm not saying that this is what exactly they were giving them, but we're pretty sure that they were giving them something to make them sleep at night. Now, all of a sudden, they let's just say they came home one night, and bam, let's just say one of them was laying down, not fully dead, but overdosed. So now here they are thinking, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to fix this? We're in a lot of trouble. We are in a lot of trouble if somebody finds this out. I mean, we can't take them to the hospital because they're going to find out that we were giving them drugs to sleep at night. So here they are, thinking it over. What are we going to do? What can we do to fix this? So instead of doing something that, I mean, they're not normal people, for one, to be giving kids, drugs. But they had to come up with something. They had to get some type of idea. And that's when I believe they came up with the conclusion, let's go ahead and get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. Now, whichever one it was that overdosed, not sure, but they came up with some type of conclusion. I mean, it just all adds up. The stuff that I've been hearing and gathering and stuff like that, it just all adds up. We're going to see if this is going to be true when it all comes out in court. But that's what myself and a few others, we believe. So now here we have one of the boys. They had to do something to him. And so either they suffocated him, they did something to him, but they killed him. I don't like to believe that story or that scenario. I really don't. I want to keep the faith that they could be out there alive. But there's a reason why they're in jail. There's a reason why they're being charged with. And there's no way in hell that this district attorney is going to throw this case, because it's a voting year. And she knows that if they don't get a win for this case, if they don't have the solid backs in this case, the little votes are out the window for her. So we're going to pause it there real quick, and I'm going to read through your comments. What do you guys think about that scenario? How do you keep 6 boys quiet all the time? Go ahead. I'm going to be reading through your comments now. Exactly, Trixie. That's why it says think. They are sick ass people. Okay, Brittany. And that is another thing. Brittany said, bam. Why they would need to kill the second one, though. Now, I want you guys to really listen, hear me out real quick. You guys just know that I haven't stopped looking, and it's for a reason as well. But I'm telling you what I think could have happened, because maybe this is what I'm being told could have happened in order to get me away from what really happened. Does that make sense? I know damn well I'm not being too paranoid, because there's been a lot of strange stuff happening. So you guys follow along here. Now, you're gonna have to rewind that. I'm not gonna go back over all that, Cantone. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to rewind it. Now, here's the thing. Why would they kill the other baby? Do you think it's because of this picture? If you tell anyone, maybe they couldn't or didn't want to take the chance. I mean, for something like that, if they did do this, right? There's going to be a lot of this, a lot of finger pointing. They're going to stop trusting each other with something like that. You can't just murder two babies and be like, well, that person's good, so I believe that person's not going to turn me in, or vice versa. So, why would they get rid of the second one? And that's what I myself, including other people that's been here on this case that are close to my circle, we've been asking that question over and over and over. Now, you guys know there's a lot of other channels here on YouTube that they put out their theories on what they think happened and stuff like that. Then you guys know we played that someone else's video that was in reverse. And let me tell you, I caught some shit over that, because there's people here that got mad at me. They're like, oh, that's demon stuff and blah, blah, blah. It's in reverse. And believe it or not, it's not talking, you're not talking to some spirit. There's actually people out there that has learned to speak in code by using that reverse mode. And yes, the FBI, they have used that before in the past. There's musicians, people who does music, they'll have a whole damn something in reverse. And so there's some stuff on there which I cannot explain. Like when we heard Jacqueline and Trezel's interview, not one time did they say Orrin and Orson. But yet when you play that video in reverse, there it is. There's both their names, Orrin and Orson. And then if you keep listening, you'll hear overdose. You'll hear, I think it's suffocation. I mean, you'll hear a bunch of stuff. So yeah, everybody that's out there that's thinking, "Oh my God, you're tampering with demons, and I'm a Christian, and you're gonna lose subscribers by doing that, and blah blah blah." I've had people tell me that, and I'm just like, "Oh, these people are way out. See ya. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you," because I know for a fact that there's people out there that can speak in code. Now, I don't know why they would go to that whole extent of doing that, but that's what it says. I hate the devil, and I'm sure he hates me too. I just don't like evil, so I just don't like it. And this is evil. But yeah, believe it or not, guys, the FBI themselves, they might not come out and be like, "Oh, hey, guess what? We played it in reverse, and that's how we were able to catch these people." No, they have done that. And I've spoke to a few of those, agents already, and they're like, yeah, we have done that. I've spoke to other people, and they told me, yeah, we have done that in the past. And I just can't explain exactly how it works, but I do know that there's people out there that learn how to do that. Smart ass patriot said, someone in chat of yours says she went to a B&D party in San Francisco and saw them there, that Jackie was very submissive. I don't know about all that. I mean, who said that? A B&D party. No, this did not happen in California City. So, yeah. Just like you said, no chains, no more. I do not believe they went to Cal City. No. If we go with this scenario that I'm saying, right? It all happened in Bakersfield at those apartments, the Casa Loma apartments. No, I'm not saying that you're lying or something like that, Steph from LA. I'm just saying I don't know anything about that. Bondage and domination. Wow. Mm, right. Yeah, that's Moonlight. Correct. So, if you guys are just getting in here, you might want to, after the live feed, just re-listen to it again from the beginning, and then you'll see what I was talking about. But this is the scenario. But I keep asking myself, why would someone risk their career? I'm just going to be straight out. Look, I've always been 100% with you guys. I want to know, why would someone risk their career, risk their reputation to come up to an absolute nobody, me, someone who doesn't hold a law enforcement badge? I don't work for no FBI or no CIA. Why do I have certain people that's connected to the feds telling me that this is what happened? Oh, why? Because they want to be extra friendly? No. Now I'm starting to think, am I being told this to try to throw us off? To try to throw us off a little bit and keep us from looking, because they got it under control. Now, we have found some things, but we haven't found remains. We haven't found none of that. And that's the reason why we still go out to look. So, I mean, once I know for a fact, 100% fact, that they are 100% gone, and hey, I mean, that's when we would have to stop. But I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Seriously, and why would they try to do that? Why would they try to purposely create a mistrial? Why? Do you know what type of freaking government conspiracy stuff that would be? And you guys are all gonna watch it unfold in front of your eyes. I mean, you guys know if something happens to me, then you guys know who did it and what it was about. Why would they purposely try to create something like that? Why would they say something like that? Is it bait? Or is it to get us to stop? I mean, I really enjoy hearing from all of you guys. So instead of you guys just being a text on the screen, I'm going to open up the panel. And if you guys can, That way it won't get all crazy in here. I'm only going to allow one person at a time, and each person will have 5 minutes. I, I, I'm not trying to put a muzzle on anyone. I'm just trying to say we got to keep it at 5 minutes and get the next person on. 3 to 5 minutes. And that's respectfully. I really want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think about this. What do you think about what's going on? Why do you think? I don't know. I keep asking myself this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link now. So the link is going to be right here. It's going to pop up in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Bam. There's the link. Because it's probably deeper than what you think. Well, I've said from the beginning, are you guys ready to go down a rabbit's hole? Because we're about to go down a deep, deep rabbit's hole. So I knew that it was going to get nasty. And there would be certain people that try to turn certain people against each other. That's just the way it is. I don't know why people think just because I have a YouTube channel that I'm some type of sucker or some type of punk. Like, I got hands and I will throw them hands with anybody. And you'll find out exactly what type of hands I got. As long as you come from the front. Don't try to come from the back. Okay, we have LaKendra. Hey, LaKendra, how are you? You're on.
Hey, AV. I've been watching you from the beginning. I've been following this really closely. I first want to just let you know how thankful I am that you are still out there looking for these boys. And
Appreciate that.
I didn't know about if it was 100% Sherry got her confirmation, but I'm happy for her also. I do like your idea. I am agreeing with it because when you broke it down to me, there have been a lot of parents before that have did things like that, like using things to make kids go to sleep, and then oh, something happens, and now I believe whatever happened probably most likely to the young one, and the oldest one either seen it, whatever happened, or no. And the thing is, man, now he's going to tell because at the end of the day, he knows that's his brother.
Mm,
And I believe they
right,
had to get rid of him because eventually he was going to say something. That is his brother. He was old enough to know something is wrong. My kids was young and they were able to pick up on things like, no, you can't just be like, oh, something else happened. Oh, he's just asleep, and then okay, well, where is he tomorrow? They gonna ask.
right, right.
So your scenario could be 100%, and I believe it seemed like the DA is very confident on what they do have, as
Correct.
far as
Right,
saying they are deceased. But until we know that, I always would say we'll always still look no matter what, you know.
right. Absolutely.
Um, I really believe too. Also, that was running through my head. It was a whole lot of connection between Ryan Bean and him going to high school, all that stuff. Now, what if they went out, got the boys, and then, okay, we're going to put the boys up for adoption. So he knows, like, the reason why I got Jacqueline to get these boys is maybe it was a picture, and they were holding, he was holding one of them, and the other one was standing up. And if you look at that photo, I believe the brother had took that photo, that last photo, like a family that was all together. The way
Hmm.
he was looking and holding that boy kind of looked a little bit like him. Now you may find out. later, like, wait a minute, that's why you wanted to adopt them. You went to school with the mama. All of this stuff can trigger her to think like, oh, it's something like that. And that scenario is also credible too.
Hmm.
That, but I really believe something is very strange with, oh, everybody wanted to be in front of Trezel's house. Of course, he's a black man. Yeah, we're gonna look at you a little harder. But no,
Hmm.
I think the culprit is actually Jacqueline. No matter
Right.
how it come out, I really believe just how when she was like threw her hands up and was like, see this why we didn't want to do this when the family was over there. You see how he tried to clean that up, like girl, be quiet. The
Right.
family look like they gonna rush you. So you already irritated with them. And why? Y'all got their kids missing.
Right. Right.
So, it's a lot of scenarios, and I'm open to everything because I watched you go out to that park. They sent you on a wild goose chase, and then you stumbled across some chalk
That
writing.
drawing.
I think it was a flower,
Exactly.
and that person was a grown up that did that. A kid did not do that.
That's
So
right.
it's been distractions from the beginning, and I've been
And
here the
right.
whole way. So
Yeah, it's
when
still
you said
happening.
that, yes, like I don't know. We really don't actually know until the trial do start. But I don't see nobody knocking your stuff down. I don't believe in the devil. But when you played it back, I watch that. I heard different words like you said you heard. That don't mean
Right.
we messing with the devil. They could have been doing whatever they doing. We just
That's right.
trying to find the babies.
That's right.
So anybody that don't like it, hey, I'm like you. Let the back door hit you or God split you. We looking for the boy.
That's
So
right.
I just had
Yeah.
to let you know that I've always been here the whole time.
I
So
appreciate that.
I'm with
Thank
you
you.
100%. Thank you because you were boots on the ground looking. I want to actually thank Rose. Ooh,
That's
that
right.
family would be so grateful that they had that young woman because at first you could
Yep.
tell she's not a creator or none of this content. We brung her out to do this, and
That's
she
right.
did hands down. When people were saying, well, y'all gonna look like this at the Black Congressman, she didn't care. She did. Keisha and them,
Yep.
they got out there, they did, and it
That's right.
helped Sherry also. That's where her story I heard from. It was because of the boys. So if
Hmm.
anything is possible, and I'm gonna let somebody up, but I was waiting to hit that button first. Because
Gotcha. I
don't stop
appreciate you.
doing whatever you're doing. I appreciate all of you guys, everybody. Even if
Okay. Thank
I
you.
like it that through all the trials and tribulations that this group then broke up, I think someone was misleading the other people, but
Right.
we ain't got to talk about that. But at the end of the day, I was so happy when court struck. Y'all all was there. Y'all
That's right.
all was
Yeah.
there. And that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Everybody need to stay together. You can work separately on your own, but hey, bring it together at the end because it takes the community.
It does.
And I
That's
used
right.
to live in California. I'm way in Vegas. And my kids tease me every time we hit the highway. They be like, Mom, where the boys? They know Mama be looking all kind of directions. Yes,
That's right.
for these
Yep.
babies, 'cause we don't know where they at.
Yep.
And
Well, I
I just
appreciate you
lost
getting
my
on
only
here.
brother, so I really wouldn't even be able to do this, but I just finished everything yesterday. So I was able to sit down and catch this, and I'm so glad.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
but
you.
that's all I want to say. I want everybody else to have a time to come up. But thank you. Continue to do
Thank
what you're
you.
doing. Send my blessings to Ro and Ryan and Dean, the family, because
For
they're
sure. I'm
hurting, the
pretty sure they're
dads,
on here.
they're hurting, and everyone else, and especially to Ro, because I heard about her mom, and my condolences to you all. I'm praying for y'all to find these babies, please.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's it. I'll always be watching.
All
Thank
right. Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Okay, we got the next person. That was beautiful. Thank you for all joining. As a matter of fact, next person up is Tina MD. Hey Tina, your life.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Okay, well, first I want to say I've never been up on a panel before, so I'm a little nervous. And I just have two things to say, actually. You were talking today about how They probably drugged the boys so they can go out and do things, which I think is really plausible. Sorry about my dogs,
No, it's
but
okay.
I can't help thinking about the stuff that Crenshaw had discovered, like the van out in front of the grandparents' house,
Mhm,
or Trudell's family's house, and
mhm.
how the rear seat had been missing, and in the backyard burned. So I can't help but think that that has to have something to do with the boys' deaths or disappearance,
I do
and
believe that. Right.
I do, and I'm trying to figure out how that would add up to drugging the boys, and I'm not myself finding like a correlation. Somebody else in the chat might be able to maybe piece that together. I don't know. So in my head, I'm still thinking that I still think, and I said this a long time ago, that I think maybe those two boys were like left in a car too long in the summer, right before they bought that house in September, and that maybe they died from the heat.
Well, that's something to, think about.
Well, I think that only because like that would be a reason, I think, to like remove the seats of the vehicle and burn them, because there may have been body fluids, urine, something like before the boys died, or something that they needed to hide. And I just don't see where, if they drugged them, why they would
I
need to
mean,
burn
I
those
I
seats.
heard a story, um, where I guess Trezell was really upset at the mom's house, his mom's, and got into a big argument with Jacqueline. He might have been smacking the kids around and stuff like that. It's possible that they put him in the back seat and maybe blood or urine, after that, you know, bad beating, and then possibly got rid of the seats like that. I mean, I've heard of 3 or 4 different scenarios about that.
Yeah, I just, as you were saying that, I was like, wow, yeah. Because if one of the boys died from some kind of a drug overdose, for them trying to go out, have them sleep, and maybe they, I hate to say the word, murdered the other one, and there was evidence of the murder of the second one in the van or something, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I know
Some
Moonlight View just brought up that law enforcement said in the charges, the children might have helped in the murder. I got to go
the
back
other
and read
children.
over. I got to go back and read over those charges again. But I think if they do try to go that route, that would be Trezell and Jacqueline trying to pawn it off on other kids, and the other
Right.
kids
Which
happen to
is,
be that one lady's kids. I don't know if you remember. She came on the news and she said, "Hey, I found out that they had my kids as well, and I wanted to get proof of life." Well,
mhm.
what they did was they adopted those other 2 kids as well, and they changed their names. So that's why she wasn't able to find out exactly where they were, because they changed their names and everything else like that. I'm actually trying to get them on the podcast as well. They might be on here pretty soon. I just got so busy with everything. But yeah, I mean, that's something to think about, everything that you just brought up.
And talking about the name changes, don't you find that really bizarre? I mean, maybe
I
if you
do.
adopted an infant, but when you adopt a toddler or older, I mean, how does that not screw with a child that's already been through so much? Why would you change that child's name and do that to them? It's so bizarre.
It is. It is.
Like,
Or
to
let's
me,
just
that,
say there's that. Let's just say they did do that. They did drug them, and they had to use a vehicle to get them out of there, obviously. And maybe while they were getting them out of there, that's how that back seat was got out of
oh,
that van, because of the decomp or whatever else was there, and they had to take that out and burn it. I mean,
so
there's always that too.
I mean, the fact that I think Crenshaw went to the police right away with the evidence of there's this van here, and the seats in the backyard burned.
They
You
didn't
can't any
react on it quick.
Right, they didn't. And isn't that like, I don't know the word, but because some kind of negligence as far as like
Mhm.
detective work and stuff, because that should have been checked out. And if they
Correct.
had, they would have found out that there definitely was something to that.
Give me 1 second, real quick.
Okay. You puppies need to be quiet.
All right, guys. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. I had to take a call from Paul. That was Paul right now. But yeah, thank you for coming on here. Did you want to put anything
Oh,
else out there, or I
no,
have?
that's it. That's it, Steve. I just wanted to say you're awesome and thank you for staying with us. I mean,
Of
if the
course,
boys
yeah,
were
no problem.
here, you're like a hero to them, you know, if that makes sense.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
Well,
thank
you
you. I
keep up
think
the
we're
good
all.
work.
I think all of us are heroes. I mean, everyone's tried to share the videos and call people and call law enforcement and court TV and everything else. I mean, everyone's been pushing together.
Yeah, but I think you and Crenshaw went above and beyond. I mean, you two, I feel like we're truly there for those boys from day one.
I
Absolutely
appreciate
from day
that.
one. And I live far away, so I so appreciate you because I wish I could be in California, you know. I used to live in California, but I can't be now. So what you do means so much to me because I can't be there. So you're just awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I hope this whole process goes pretty quickly. I want to see them convicted and jailed. And I really want them to, you know, tell everybody where those boys are because they need to be found. They need to be put to rest and we need to know where they are.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you. You did
Thank
a
you,
really good
Steve.
job. First time on a podcast live. You did a good job.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
All right. We have one other person. Hey, Liz, how are you? You are
Hi,
live.
hi, Steve.
Hi.
How are you? This is the
Good.
first time
Thank you. How are
ever,
you?
ever, ever for me.
Is it?
Yes,
Well,
ever.
welcome.
Thank you, Steve. I wanted to say I have been watching you since day one. I am also a foster and an adoptive parent, also. And my 9-year-old, him and I are just very, very close, and we've been watching from day one. So first, I'd like to say this: the injustice that was done to the babies were done first by the parents. They were taken from them. That's my feeling. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Next from the two, from them two, Jacqueline and the guy. You know what I'm saying? That was another injustice done to the babies. At first, when you were saying like, they were beating them and this and that, and they were saying the chalk, and they were saying the dog's name was chalk. It was like crazy having you go to the swamp and this and that. It was just like mind-boggling. It was just
Well,
so
what they did was the dog's name is Chaka or something like that. So when they seen that everyone thought that it was chalk, that you
yeah.
draw with or play with, that's when they said, you know what, let's just run with that scenario, and they started, leaving chalk in the backyard and marks here and there, even at the park.
Yeah, and that was sad. The
Yeah.
saddest thing was they both know they did something. I don't believe it was intentional, and the other children know what they did, and I believe they're probably the ones who told the detectives now. That's why they got more information. You know what I'm saying? It comes out. Also, I'd like to make a statement that the other caller said, and to enlighten you and other people listening. When you do adopt children, they come from a lot of trauma, a
Okay.
lot of trauma. All my boys are in a lot of therapy. I'm in a lot of therapy with them, you know
Okay.
on the sex therapy, this and that. It just goes on. Okay. To change their name is their decision. They want to change their name to start a new life, start over new. Okay. Did it make things complicated? No. Does it ever forget them when they come back? No, because the children. I'm in Pennsylvania, so they do get a life book, so they never forget from the beginning. And they also let the boys know from the beginning. Superman was adopted also. So there's a lot of good things. It's just so sad what happened to the guys. And I believe they did something they weren't supposed to do. And they panicked. They didn't know what else to do. And I believe they just disposed of the bodies.
Wow. Yeah. So you do believe that they did murder them?
I don't believe it was murder. It was an injustice that was done to the children. And it wasn't to go as far as it did.
So you think it was like What do you mean? Can you break it down a little bit?
I would say they
If you don't mind?
probably were abused, you know, in the scenario, which they were abused. They abused him because he looks like a high temper guy and he looks like a narcissist, you know, the way he was standing from the first beginning, you know, with his legs all stretched out like if he was going to do exercises with his arms tucked underneath his armpit, you know. So I believe he's a narcissist, and I believe he's very physically and mentally abusive towards her also. If you noticed her reactions and the way she was, looks like she was terrified.
Right.
So, you know, a beating, a spanking, or, you know, a discipline went out of control. And that's what I believe happened.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome. Thank you
appreciate
very much. And I
on
appreciate
here.
everything you do, and even feeding the homeless burritos the other day. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. God
Okay,
bless.
you have a good one. God bless. All right, guys. So we have no one else in the back waiting right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip it one more time on the screen. If anybody wants to join and add to this, please feel free to do so. So basically, I mean, I always believed that murder was murder. I mean, if they're beating or they're hitting the children and they end up dying from it, I mean that's murder. They can't. I mean, they could try to go in the courtroom and say, you know what, Judge, I didn't mean to hit him that hard. I didn't mean to kick him that hard or put that pillow over his face and suffocate him that much. I didn't do it on purpose. I mean, they're gonna get charged with murder. Don't you think? Okay, we got Miss Gail. Howdy.
Well, I found out that Drizelle's aunt lived right there in Indiana, about an hour from where that little boy was found a few days ago in the woods in suitcase. You heard about that?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
They found a dead body of a black male child in Indiana in the woods. A mushroom farmer found him about an hour away from where Drizelle's aunt lives. And I've said this before, they could have murdered one of the boys and sold the other or sent the other away. Mm-hmm. Let's just say they murdered one of the boys and sent the other to live with his aunt in Indiana. And Drizelle had another house in Indiana, about an hour away from where that little boy was found the other day in Indiana. The Indiana State Police have got the little boy as unidentified. They don't know who he is. Around 5 years old, they say, a black male.
That's in Indiana?
A Las Vegas child suitcase found in the woods, dumped off the side of the road. I'm just wondering if maybe one boy was killed in Bakersfield and the other was sent to his aunt's. And now that they're in jail, either one of them made a phone call to have the other knocked off.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up now for everybody can see that. That's Indiana.
Yes, it was the Indiana State Police. And yeah, there it is.
Okay, boy found dead in Indiana woods was stuffed inside of a suitcase. And you're saying that
Drizelle's aunt lives 1 hour from where that baby was found.
Okay.
And Drizelle had another house that we didn't know about. Where is he getting all the money for these houses and stuff? He had another house in Indiana.
Drizelle did?
Yes.
Wow.
And his aunt lives right there in Indiana, an hour away from where that baby was found.
Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick, you guys. 1 second. I'm going to pull up this story that she's talking about now. Let me you don't mind if I play this real quick?
I don't care.
Well, I know you're in the middle of talking. I didn't want to cut you off, so
No, just go ahead and let them hear the story.
all right, here we go.
Are you an IT pro? So you must
Hold
be
on.
using all of these tools. Remote monitoring.
What is this? I think that's another. Is this part of the same story or?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I don't
Yeah, let me
think so.
go ahead. Okay, so there's a little boy. Okay. Let me get this off the screen real quick. All right, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Miss Gal. So
I'm just saying that if he said one died and the other was sent to live with his aunt and they were trafficking the other in another state and then they went to jail, he could have made a phone call, or Jackie could have made a phone call to the aunt and said, hey, get rid of the other one.
So you're thinking that the Trezell and Jacqueline could have had something to do with this story here?
Yeah, I'm saying they could have made a phone call to somebody from that jail and said, look, we're going to prison anyway, get rid of it. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah. I mean, that would be crazy. And you know what? All calls are recorded in those jails. So I mean, if they did
Well, I
something
don't
like
know.
that, then
I don't
I
know. I
know,
think it's
like every
strange
call is
that
recorded.
I think it's strange that 2 days after they go to jail, they're carrying gasoline cans, trash bags out of a house in a
That is
taxi
very
too.
strange. Yeah, that's very strange.
But this is strange too. This little boy is unidentified.
So here we have Indiana officials have asked the public for help identifying a child who was found dead Saturday in heavily wooded area in southern Indiana. The child was described as black, between 5 and 8 years old, about 4 feet tall, with a slim build and short haircut. Police believe he died sometime within the last week. The body was found inside a hard shell suitcase with a distinctive Las Vegas design on its front and back. Indiana State Police said in a Tuesday statement, investigators hope the image will lead to tips that can help them identify the child. Wow, that's jacked up. Yeah, you guys can find this story just on Google, a quick Google search. Indiana little boy's body found. And so here's this suitcase.
It's kind of amazing that Trezell's aunt lives about an hour from there and they've got another house in Indiana.
So you're telling me that someone I can't get that link, Heather. Is it on YouTube? I'll check it out. You're telling me someone stuffed this little boy inside of this suitcase here?
Yes. And a mushroom farmer or a mushroom guy that was hunting for mushrooms
Jesus.
out in the woods found him on his property.
Now, these people are disgusting. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look something up on YouTube here. I'll be right back.
Terzel's aunt lives right there, and he's got another house there.
Do you have? Where can I find that information?
What?
Where can we find that information about
Lady
this?
Queen has it. You got a way to get a hold of her? She's got it all.
Okay, check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's take a look at this. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Let me share the screen. Bam and bam. There we go. All right. Let's see which one we're going to go with. Let's go with this one here.
Through my online store alone, we've sold over $500,000 worth of spices. That's so crazy.
After 3 days and still no answers, Indiana State Police is hoping images of this suitcase will help lead to some clues.
It's a distinctive.
Can you guys hear? Can everyone hear? I'll press play once I confirm that you guys can hear this story. Gene Allen said, I can't find Terzel's house in Indiana.
He has one there, believe me.
One. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hit play. Here we go.
Suitcase, very distinctive cover, front and back.
Detectives say it was inside this suitcase where the boy's body was found.
It can say a lot of different things, but obviously a 5-year-old boy, child, does not end up inside of a suitcase that's sealed on his own.
Detectives are also, for the first time, revealing exactly where the boy's body was found. A mushroom hunter found him off East Holder Road, just northeast of New Pekin. Investigators say the suitcase was found about 80 feet off of the roadway in these woods. They're hoping some of these new details will finally help lead to some answers.
We're hoping that's going to jog some memories of somebody and say, I've seen that, especially something recently. I saw somebody with that suitcase sometime within the past week or two that might match up with this story and give us the answers that we need.
Right now, investigators know the boy is black, approximately 5 years old, thin-built with a short haircut. On Monday, Indiana State Police launched a new nationwide hotline specifically for this case. So far, 200 tips have come in.
Approximately 95% of those were children who were already documented as missing on a missing children's list that we've already looked into.
An autopsy was completed Tuesday, but the cause of death is still unknown.
Unfortunately, that information from the autopsy didn't give us that answer. We're waiting for the toxicology results. Hopefully that will give us a better answer as to the cause of death.
Sergeant Kerry Hull says he realizes it's unusual to have so little information, but he says until they identify the child, they're being very cautious about what details they release.
You don't want to do anything that will jeopardize the case, jeopardize the investigation. We want the truth, and we want justice.
They're now hoping this suitcase may be the key to finding it. Drew Gardner, WLKY News.
If you think you might have seen that suitcase or have any tips related to this investigation, call Indiana.
Wow. Let me just
AV, I have a map from the location of where the body was found and Terzel's aunt's house.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, you got my email, don't you? Want to email it?
I can't do emails. I sent information to your Facebook page and to your message page because I can't do email. I don't know why. I always screw up emails.
Okay, yeah, I'll check Facebook. But you guys, here is the suitcase here, and thank you, Miss Gail, for sharing this with us.
And where the body was found is approximately 1 hour and 23 minutes from Terzel's aunt's house.
Oh, you know what? Somebody said, didn't they just say they already looked into all the missing children cases? Let me rewind that. Just listen one more time.
Well, I don't
WLKY
think they look
News.
good enough.
Unusual to have so little information, but he says until they identify the child, they're being very cautious about what details they release.
You don't want to do anything that will jeopardize the case, jeopardize the investigation. We want the truth. And we want justice.
They're now hoping this suitcase may be the key
Where did
to
he say
finding
that?
Information from the
cause of death is still unknown.
Unfortunately, that information from the autopsy didn't give us that answer. We're waiting for the toxicology results. Hopefully that will give us a better answer as to the cause of death.
Sergeant Kerry Hull says he realizes it's unusual to have so little information, but he says until White Hotline specifically for this case, so far 200 tips have come in.
Approximately 95% of those were children who were already documented as missing on a missing children's list that we've already looked into.
An autopsy was completed specifically
Right
for this case. So far, 200 tips have come in.
Approximately 95% of those were children who were already documented as missing on a missing children's list that we've already looked into.
An autopsy was completed.
So according to him, they already looked into yeah, I want to know too.
So if they think that both boys died in Bakersfield, they may have just dismissed it. One boy could have died in Bakersfield and the other could have died in Indiana.
Okay.
And remember, Trezell and the family did take a trip to Vegas once they adopted those kids.
So is this house that's in Indiana actually under his name, first name, last name, or?
I'm not sure how that worked out, but it has something to do with Trezell's aunt. So I don't know.
Owns the house, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly for sure how it went, but I know that his aunt's right there, and he and Jacqueline did live in Indiana in that house at one point with the kids.
Okay, I'm gonna check it right now, Jen. Okay, let's let me knock that thing off right here. I'm gonna share the link one more time down below. Give somebody else a chance to get on. And
I'm gonna get off of here. I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That is a crazy coincidence. I am going to check my email now, and I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic while I'm checking the email. Guys, just give me about 2 minutes the most, and I'll be right back. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Go back to the comment section here. Okay. You know what? I think it was last week or the week before that, I told you guys to say, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about doing a live feed. I want to show you guys something, but I didn't do it. And the reason why is because I've had YouTube take my other platform for speaking about certain things. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the name and where you can find this. And you should go check this out. I mean, you might believe it, you might not believe it, but just still, you should just check it out. Let me just show you real quick what it's called. Bam. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in on the search bar Rumble. And then when you do that, just type this in, Watch the Water. You guys check that out. If you want to. You don't have to, but here it is here. I think there's like part 1, part 2 or something like that. If you have any questions, there's a lot of stuff on there. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, it looks like some people has already watched it. And that's good. That's really good that there's still people out there that took a look at it. Okay, so we're going to continue to search until we find out different. But if you're just tuning in, or if you've been here for a while, then this isn't to you. But if you're just tuning in, you might want to go to the beginning of the live stream and hear a few things that I was speaking about in the beginning. I kind of sort of do want to know, why certain things were, told to me. It can't just be because, well, oh, they like you, or, they trust you, or this and that, blah, 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 blah. No, can't be that. So either somebody is trying to purposely sabotage the case. If what was said to me was true, they shouldn't have done that. Or, I don't know. Or they just want us to stop searching. That was my first time hearing about this whole thing about an aunt in Indiana and Trezell, owning a house up there or something like that. Where is community gone? We used here. Let me highlight this one. Show especially in city, suburb, communities from Dublin City. I don't know. But yeah, no, that's how I pronounce it. Okay, I'm trying to read through your comments. If anybody else wants to come up, now's the time. I have a few things to do here in a little bit, so we're not going to be on that much longer, but boom. There's the link in the chat. There has to be, like I was saying earlier, there's no way this DA is going to throw this case. There is no way, because she will not be elected for anything that she's trying to get elected for. There would be so many people that would be standing out there in front of that court building with huge signs. Yeah, no. So either Jacqueline, I just can't see it. I just can't see people getting rid of 2 kids and then not having a conscience to come forward and say, you know what, I did this. This is what happened. Can we have Amy? We're gonna be bringing Amy on the stream. Hey, Amy,
I'll try to be real quick. I don't sound good. I've been sick. So I just think this is a travesty that these people haven't come out and said where their kids are. And I'm so sick of these cases getting messed up in this country the way it is, and there's no justice yet for these children. It's just something's wrong, Steve. I just think it's awful.
It's true.
And with all these cases, and they find the kids, they really need to take the DNA. There are sites they could run their DNA through. Any kid that's found missing, that's found on the body is found, especially this suitcase. They can take that DNA and run it through like these ancestry sites, and see if they get a hit and do like some genetic genealogy. They can trace that, and see who it is, because you can build family trees. This is how the Golden State Killer was found. The woman that is an expert, her name is Cece Moore. I don't know if you've heard of her. She has a lot of YouTube videos on this particular subject. It needs that they could take that child, and people aren't going to know who the kid is in the suitcase. They're not showing a picture of him. They need to do the DNA, or have someone go in and do a sketch of him. Take an artist and go and take a look at the facial features or whatever. It may not be that recognizable that it was that the child was stuffed into a suitcase like that. But they have to do something. I don't know why in Indiana that they're not doing that. It doesn't make sense to me. But I just feel terrible. I have a child. I can't imagine doing anything like that to a child, and how people, people talk about abuse. At this day and age, there's no reason to hit a kid. We've upgraded our parenting skills. We have to teach people how to talk to their kids and how to deal with children, and never lay a hand on your kids. That's just the wrong thing today. None of this makes sense. So I don't know. That's all I have to say. I'm a healthcare person. I'm a nurse, and all, and just, and I have a mom, and you see all these cases. It's just unbelievable. Especially, I saw there's a new case in Louisiana. I don't know if you saw the case. A 4-year-old was forced to drink a whole bottle of whiskey by the grandmother while the mother watched. These cases, something's wrong. Like it's the level. If you look up in Louisiana, there's a case like that. It's just, if you look this up, it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And I that watch the water, whatever, but I don't want to say that thing you just put up. I just think when you watch stuff like that, like I'm going to watch it, and it probably will make me really upset, because I've been awake and not brainwashed by the media and everything that's going on in the country related to our children. I just think that it just does when we see that all of this stuff is symptom of what the society has going on right now. We have to heal this society. We have to change our politicians. Everything is a mess with these people in office. These elites are hurting our lives and hurting our kids, and the agenda not fixing the system, and it's intentional. So I just think all of this stuff is on purpose. I really do. It's so chaotic, and it's getting worse. And and please, people, I have an older daughter, but when you have little kids, don't let them play outside. You can't let them walk to school by themselves anymore. You just don't know. People are masked. They're wearing masks today, and it helps them blend in. So it's very easy for people to take a kid and not be seen because of the masks.
Get away with all types of crimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's all I had to say. I'm glad I got an opportunity to speak to you, and God bless you, and thank you for doing everything you're doing. I really like what you're doing. It's very good.
Well, God bless you as well.
Take care. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, so that case that she was just talking about, I did a simple Google search, and sure enough, 4-year-old, look at this, 4-year-old girl dies after she was allegedly forced to drink whiskey. They did it. They made her do it. And she's absolutely right, guys. Listen, the media, they can't be trusted. They cannot be trusted. They do have this brainwashing technique where what they say is biblical truth, and it's just crazy the stuff that they're getting away with. And there's so many children that come up missing, guys, like every single day. And my plan is to be a little bit more. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to a couple of the guys I go out filming with, because we might have to play that role, that good cop, bad cop role, and where I'm able to get close enough to document, like I did the other day, get close enough to document and catch what these people are saying, because there's no way they're gonna say it just right on camera. You know, they're not going to come out and just say the truth. I mean, but they show their true colors when they think the camera's not rolling. They show their true colors in, though, and their little nasty agenda. But these people are involved with children coming up missing everywhere. There's a black market for children. You guys should know that. There's a black market. If you want a special order of chocolate ice cream, 2-scoop, double scoop chocolate ice cream, oh, they're going all day long, but it's a special order. You got to have money. You got to have money to play. This stuff is all true. But yet they sit there and make people like me and other people, oh, they're crazy. They're conspiracy theorists. They're insane. But everything is coming true right before your eyes. You can't just sit there and say, oh, well, it's a conspiracy theory. No. And just like this, what Miss Hilton just wrote right now, Disney is perverted. Straight up. They're after your kids. There's people out there right now protesting that place because of the sick crap they do. We got to protect our kids at all costs. You know what? There's a commercial here on YouTube, and I've seen it pop up about 4 or 5 times. I can't believe this is a commercial. But then again, in this day and age that we're living in, everything goes, right? Unless you're trying to expose the truth. There is a commercial of a cartoon girl talking about she had sex with a beast. It will literally pop up. I don't know if you guys seen that yet, but there's a commercial here on YouTube. It'll pop up and she says, oh my goodness, I had sex with the beast. And then all of a sudden there's like this big creature looking thing that comes walking out of the shadows. It's crazy. And that commercial's popped up like 4 or 5 times already. And I'm just like, what the freak? But if I sit here and if I shared that video that I told you guys to go check out, guess what? You guys will check on my channel an hour from now and it will be gone, because they don't want facts out there. They don't want truth out there. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want that. They can't really get away from it. They come up with this ideal, hey, internet, worldwide internet. But they didn't stop to think, damn, every cell phone we make, we're putting cameras on them. People can upload on these certain platforms. So all kinds of stuff is being exposed. All kinds of stuff is being exposed. But yet you have the news that'll sit there and try to discredit guys like myself and other guys that go out and do this type of video recording that we do, because they got to do it. They got to discredit us. Why? Because, oh, we got to press pass. Yeah, well, we got a constitution. And some of us are ready to die for that constitution. I am. I don't want my kids growing up in a society where they can't ride no damn bicycle outside or enjoy the fresh air because somebody's putting a muzzle over their damn face. I'm not having it. So, yeah, to each his own. But I know this much. If we don't start standing together now, oh, we're in a lot of trouble. Look all over the world. All this craziness is happening all over the world. It's going to be right here real soon. You'll see. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. God bless you guys. If you guys just tuned in, you might want to rewind to the beginning to check out what we're talking about over there. And yeah, I'm going to continue to get out there and do as much as I can whenever I can. All right, guys. I mean, once I start getting talking, I got to try to stop myself at times because I'll end up just putting it all out there. Trixie, Frosty. All right, love you guys. We're going to try to do another live stream tomorrow, but I'm about to release another video right now in about 5 minutes. So be looking out for that video. It's part 2 of Some People Are Made of Plastic and Rubber. If you guys seen what went down yesterday, right after we got done feeding the homeless, here they come. Here come them demons. This is part 2 that I'll be uploading in about 5-10 minutes. All right, family. See you guys soon. AV Watchmen. United we stand. Also, you guys are also tuned into Exposing Corruption 1A. And I'll see you guys next time. You guys be safe. God bless.